Okay, welcome back, guys. I'm Kenz.
And I'm that nerd, Allison.
And welcome to our
Spicy Book Nook.
So as you can see, we have moved to a little bit of a different set. I finally got my bookshelf set up. You should be seeing that reel come out here soon. And
then finally my shelf reel. That's been done for months.
That has been in the works for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I finally got my books up and I'm absolutely in love. So we figured we'd give a more beautiful background for our book podcast. But so for today, we have a super exciting topic for you.
Yeah.
And that is the discussion of the wonderful book, maybe.
Yeah. Opinions vary.
Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. We have, what's her name?
Oh my gosh. Catalina, also called Lena.
Oh, Catalina. Yep. She is the FMC. She is
works at an engineering company as the only girl on the team. She's a team lead.
She's from Spain.
And we are introduced with her having a midlife crisis, talking to her best friend Rosie in the hallway of the work area, talking about how she can't find anybody to go to her sister's wedding with her and how she's going to end up they're all going to make fun of her for being single and alone because something, we don't know what yet, happened that made her come to America. And lo and behold, Adam, right?
Aaron. You're just as bad with names as me.
Aaron, it starts with an A, walks up behind her and is like, oh,
no,
I could be your date.
Yeah, she doesn't expect it.
And she does not turn around at all. And she's like a middle schooler. She's like, Rosie, can you tell Aaron that I don't need a date and I'll be fine. I'll hire somebody.
Anyway, throughout the book, the whole premise of the book is she needs a date to her sister's wedding because her sister is marrying her ex-boyfriend's brother.
Awkward.
Super awkward. They had a super messy breakup. We don't quite know why until the end of the book. That's not really explained. But her coworker / soon-to-be boss offers to be her date. They are not friends. They are pretty much enemies.
Yeah.
And then it is their story of how he ends up being her fake date to the wedding. I just recently finished this. Allison read it before, right?
And then I it was one of my books last year.
Okay.
In February time frame. And then I just reread it almost a year later. Funny enough.
So I'm a huge romance fan. That's probably my favorite genre. And then Grumpy Sunshine is my favorite trope. So Allison immediately was like,
this is the book for you.
Get it.
Yeah.
So we started to venture into this and we have some notes for you. So the first thing we're going to go into is I'm going to go into chapter 1. Guess what my very first note is?
Is it on the very first chapter? I don't know.
She's so annoying.
Yeah, she is. So I even have that written down in mine. Very annoying in the beginning where she's like, I'm not turning around. I'm going to act like he's not here. I'm,
Is it really the beginning?
In middle school.
Is it really just the beginning?
I mean, 100% she's annoying throughout the entire thing. But that's kind of her sunshine character. I'm here for Aaron.
Oh my God, 100%. Usually I'm not
I'm here for him.
It's hard because usually I'm a girl's girl. That's just who I am.
100%.
Not this book.
Yeah. Aaron, all the way. Main character energy.
And the beginning started out actually pretty funny with I'll be the date to your wedding, or I'll be your date to the wedding.
And she's like, Rosie,
who the fuck are you?
Did you hear anything? He's like, turn around and talk to me. She's like, Rosie, can you please tell Aaron that I don't need a date to my
cannot come to the
wedding.
phone right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was not impressed in the beginning. And she throughout this whole book, it was just kind of a theme with this author. And that's what I think the thing for me with this book is
the writing.
The writing and the way that the author just, there's good detail and then there's over detail.
And you're just like, okay.
And my eyes glazed a couple times in this book to where it was just too much.
But there were still some super cute parts.
I mean, even the sex scenes. It took 4 fucking pages to even get into it. And like, sometimes that's good. No. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, from the start of, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
All right.
Yes, she was very annoying in the beginning and throughout the entire book. I also have that as a note.
And I thought that it was getting better when, you know, she started explaining her position and what she does. And I was like, yes, my girl, like, you go off.
Girl boss.
Get it. You be the leader of your team. Like, yes, be the only girl. And then when, like,
I know how that feels.
Okay, queen. And then when Gerald was being a stupid douchebag.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the audacity that he had. And then when she was like, pretty much, shut the fuck up, bitch. But she still did the event. I was like.
I mean, she's also.
I was not
Why
impressed.
are you doing that?
I was mad.
She also, I don't know. I feel like she couldn't really say anything because her boss wasn't even at the meeting. He kind of just like delegated somebody else to tell her to do it.
I mean, I guess, but like, I would have gone right to the boss. I would have been like, look, bitch.
Well, you learn later on like why she is kind of like that.
It still doesn't. I get past trauma.
I can see it from her perspective.
Yep.
Not everybody is like you, Kenzie.
I agree. I know that. I just feel like, yes, you have trauma from it, but just the fact that she stood up to Gerald right here shows me that she has it in her to stand up. She just doesn't have the closure, which we see throughout the entire book. But I was pretty proud of her when she stood up to Gerald like that. All right. What do you got?
The next one. So I do have that she was annoying.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, him helping her on our project. How cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, classic misunderstanding of her giving him the mug on the first day and him being like, what the fuck? Do you need anything else? Why are you in my office?
See, I sympathize with her there. When they finally explained that situation, I was like, all right, I would have written him off too. I'm like, bye, motherfucker. I wouldn't have been as like weird as she is about it and like passive aggressive
she
and
makes
like
it into like a
thing.
A thing.
I feel like she was definitely attracted to him. Like I think they kind of say that a little bit later, but like she was in it.
She was into it.
Already.
Yeah.
Already.
And then he's like, I don't want to work with her.
The part where she says Erin's name when she's on the phone with her mom, I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like
you could have came up with any other name.
Like, how convenient. Just to satisfy your brain of bringing Erin to the wedding.
Yeah, it was like already on her mind. And she was like, So the next thing I have after the mug thing is the, oh my gosh, he fell first auction part.
Oh, you went so far.
Well, like the like middle part of it is just like her either arguing with Erin, how she does not want him to be the date. Rosie trying to convince her that that's a great idea. You guys have a lot of tension and I think there's something there. And then her arguing with her mom and her sister of like, yeah, I totally have somebody to bring to the wedding. So that sums up like 100 pages.
This note is literally 86 pages to finally get cute.
It is like, it takes a little bit to get into it.
And this is why I said, like, I told myself I would give it 100 pages. If by 100 pages I was still like glossy-eyed, kind of.
See, I'm surprised if you don't like this one.
Stop.
Let
me try it. Just let me try it. You'll be surprised.
I'm like 150 pages in.
But it is the same author, so I'm a little nervous about it. But that's what I was like.
It gets better.
But this chapter is where I think it really started to pick up a little bit. Even though, anyway, this chapter was actually kind of cute where he walks up in a tux and she was like,
she's like, excuse me.
This is the first time she really like checked him out.
Yeah, she's like, this is not your normal work attire. Why do you look like Clark Kent?
Is this where that started? Yeah. That was my favorite.
And then he comes over early to help her with the...
No, he didn't come over to help her. He came over to fucking antagonize her.
Well, she let off with, what the fuck, I need help or something like that.
Well, that's because he didn't give her enough fucking information, which was stupid to begin with.
He just said a fundraiser and formal attire.
And
she
then
was like, what the
And then, like, I get that he was super into her. Like, it was super obvious to every single person in the
Besides
fucking world
her.
but her.
Yeah.
But when he barged into the bathroom when she was taking a little bit long, I was like,
excuse me, it's only been like
why are you
hour?
so worried about her? Like, that's, like, I would get it if she was like, you were worried about her hurting herself or something. Like, I would understand you barging into the bathroom, but she's just a normal woman. Like, give her a little bit of time.
That was a little awkward.
Like, did he think she was running away from him in her own apartment?
She's just gonna hide out in there forever. She's like, I invited you over. I let you into my apartment, and now I'm not gonna leave the bathroom and go to the fundraiser by yourself.
And then we get to in the car was pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back and forth, whatever.
Yeah, their little
their
like,
thing,
flirting.
I don't even know.
I
actually don't know
if
call it cute. It's kind of, but
some of it's annoying, but
the fundraiser was okay. Like,
one of my favorite parts in the fundraiser was when she bid for the older guy, and she like,
oh my god,
she
Allison.
accidentally bid, and she was like, oh no, I don't want to go on this date with this older gentleman.
Where?
And then like he smiled at her after she had accidentally bid. That was a cute part.
And it wasn't even a little bit. This was my favorite start off, right? It goes, my hand rose of its own accord, catching me by surprise. 1,500 for the lady in the beautiful midnight blue gown. Oh. And my jaw fucking dropped. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I know that is not Aaron.
At this part, he has told her that he's paying for it. Yeah. So she's bidding with his money on this other guy.
On his like friend nemesis dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, girl.
Yeah.
Yes. That is amazing.
The part where it catches up to her and she's like, oh my God, can I even bid on 2 people? I'm like, how fucking funny would that be if she gets this random date and then he's just stuck with some other girl bidding on him?
And then.
And then
it's one of the themes.
I love you. Continue.
Anyway, one of the themes of this book that is consistently one of my favorite things is how happy she gets when he smiles. Mm-hmm. Like, that was one thing that the author did really well and was one of the only consistent things throughout this book.
She was like, oh. I like that.
When he smiles. And like she kept making it a thing. Like, I want to make him smile. And that was the cutest freaking thing. Like when she got that first smile out of him at the fundraiser.
And her heart like dropped. She was like, oh my God. She was like,
and then he fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
And then he comes off there stone faced. Like,
I have that written down. So like him when they're dancing and he says like, forget I said anything, this was a bad idea. And then he's like, you're right. Being friends with you was the last thing on my mind. Right after they were like kind of like becoming friends. And she was like, maybe there's something there. I was like, classic miscommunication. He put his foot in his mouth and then he just walked away. Which he is very good at. And that pisses me off. Yeah. There's Grumpy and then there's Aaron Grumpy. And it's like, just, my dude. But there's also some really good parts. He does have a way with words later in the book. Anyway, we'll get there. But the dancing part was really cute at the fundraiser. It was super cute. And I was so upset when he kind of just like ruined it because she was like questioning, like, is this real? Like, are we friends? Like, what are we, Aaron? And he was like, I didn't want to be friends with you. It was the last thing on my mind. And she was like, you don't want to be friends? Like, she was like, okay, I guess we're enemies. But he meant more than friends. Which I just think she's an idiot. Yeah. Sorry, I just think she's dumb. Like, she is. If he was like, I don't want to be friends, I would have been like, yeah? Okay. What do you want to be? Say more? No, say less. Yeah, it was super frustrating. I was reading it and I was like, yep, I hated that part. And then the next part
that I wanted to talk about a little bit was when she went to his office to call off the deal.
Yep.
I was kind of annoyed. Like, you get all these balls to go into his office and call off this deal, but you can't just, like, see that he's super fucking into you in the beginning. And then he's putting so many fucking moves on you. Like, literally trying to take you out to lunch.
Taking care of you, like giving you granola bars and coming to your desk and like helping you with your work and like literally just when he saves her when she passes out, I was just like, how can you not see it?
And then so this when she passes out, when he goes, "You were cute." Fucking swoon. I died.
I have just so many parts.
Simple fucking words. I was like,
he just called you cute and you don't even like think anything of it.
And she goes, cute as in cute or cute as in small and funny and something you smiled at with fondness. And I was like, you dumbass girl. And then she proceeds to say, or perhaps cute as in I stopped myself so I would just stop thinking. Like, no.
Get out of here. Stop.
Think the right things, dummy.
Think the right things.
Like... Like, it was just so annoying.
I've never wanted to shake a character so much through the book. But I also loved it at the very end when they actually get together.
Stop. We're not there yet. We're not there yet because it takes a long fucking time to get there. 300 and some pages.
Build up. There's a lot of it.
There's a lot of words to this build up. Also, and then. So she passes out. Mm-hmm. I think, yeah. And then the rain.
Because she's been dieting. The rain was before that. The rain was how he got her to agree.
Oh, you're right. What was this one?
So this one is where she passes out. He like gives her a granola bar, helps her out. He's like, I'm going to take you home. And
he takes her home
to dinner. She falls asleep in the car on the way there.
He talks to her sister.
She wakes up to him talking to her sister.
And she makes him recount it, which is just
like word for word.
Also just makes me angry. Like,
she was like,
stupid.
Word for word. What'd you say?
Stupid.
And then he realizes that it's not just a date to the wedding.
It's a boyfriend. I forgot that was significant.
And he was still 100% down for it. So
of course he was.
Girl, how do you not see it? He's like spelling it out.
The next 2 chapters. So the end of this chapter, first off, when she says, not more than 30 minutes later, I held in my hands a warm takeout container that smelled absolutely amazing as I shut my apartment door behind me. For 5 tacos. Aaron had gotten me 5 and not 4. I died. I was like,
1 extra taco.
Like, my dude, how do you not understand he's in love with you?
Yeah.
He got you 5 tacos.
An extra taco. How?
Like, you originally said 3 and then you asked for 4 and he got you 5.
True love right there. He's like, I know you. You're going to want 5.
Like, girl. And then this whole next chapter, I was just in love.
You were just in love?
I was in love. Like,
I thought you didn't.
Allison?
You didn't care for it. You're in love with Aaron, not
Allison.
Yep.
I liked this whole next chapter. Okay?
Okay.
It was the coffee shop.
Where she's like, okay, explain for the people.
Anyways, okay. So after that, she's finally on board, like, with him coming with her to the wedding. And she's like starting to be like, okay, he's coming. Like, I get it. We're good.
Now we need to make a plan.
Yeah. So 24 hours out and she's like trying to relax. So she goes to get coffee at her favorite coffee shop.
Which coincidentally,
she had mentioned in the beginning of the book about going to it with Rosie.
Of course, heard her.
Yeah,
because he's in love with her and pays attention.
Gotten there yet, Allison? I was gonna get there.
I haven't said anything.
You're ruining it.
No. I said that he overheard that portion.
Don't tell me to explain it and then explain it while I'm explaining it.
Continue.
God dang. Anyway, so she goes to get coffee, and she's in line. She ordered her coffee, and she's talking to the girl that she knows by name, the barista, and then little Mr. Swagger comes up behind her and orders his coffee.
And she's like,
to the barista, who also knows his name.
She's like, wait a second. I know that order.
What the fuck? I know that order and that smell. And it's Aaron. And they get into a little kerfuffle. And her and Aaron's coffee order comes out at the same time. And the barista is sitting there going, Because everybody in this whole fucking book knows that he's in love with her except for her. You know, every single fucking person, including me and Allison.
In the first 10 pages.
Anyway, and then they get into a little kerfuffle, like I said.
And he pays for all of it.
Listen, because he wants to pay for her stuff. And she's like, no, you don't get to pay for me. And then after he proceeds to be like, I'm paying for it. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
she's like, well, fine. You can pay for all of it. And she gets a shit ton of food.
She's like, one of everything. And the girl's like, well, you do really like these muffins. She's like, can I have 2 of them then? And then
oh, those brownies look really good too.
He looks at her and he's like, you're not going to eat all of that. And she's like, fucking try me.
No. It wasn't even that. He goes, yeah, those brownies do look good. And she goes, sir.
All mine.
That part of this whole book, she was like, cereal, not gonna share her food, and it made me so happy. Like, and that was
like the fact that he like 100% understood.
Like, her food was her food.
You have it.
But no, that chapter made my
cute.
heart so freaking happy.
The plane part annoyed the shit out of me. Their entire conversation on the plane, I was
dumb.
just like the biggest eye roll.
You have to know every single person in my family,
and I'm gonna quiz you nonstop for this
the whole
entire
ride.
flight to Spain.
I tell you what, though, when he licked that chocolate off his fingers,
So she's eating a chocolate chip cookie?
No, it was cake.
Cake?
It's
Something.
chocolate cake.
I don't know. All I know is that she had cake on her lip, like on the side of her mouth, and he like leans over and he like wipes it with his thumb, and then he like looks at it, and then he licks it off of his thumb, and she's like, sir, that was right beside my mouth, and he just licked it. Yeah. So good.
She goes, and holy shit. I just stared at him, completely enraptured, utterly shocked. If that doesn't give you a glimpse into how the author wrote this book, I don't know what else will.
Yeah.
I don't know what else will.
Fucking chocolate cake.
My note for this, Allison?
That's what it said.
I did. That part was funny. But yes, the rest of the plane ride was just kind of dumb. Even them getting off the plane. Oh, actually, when they got off the plane, I'm going to read this part because it made my heart like take a few beats.
Okay.
Because it was the cutest fucking thing.
You keep saying that, and it gets cuter, guys. It gets cuter.
Well, this is the beginning of like the realness of them. And this is where I really started to enjoy the book, is when they got to Spain. Because it like,
same.
Aaron let go of the work. He stopped being
stern, no emotions,
tight-lipped.
all work, no play.
Tight-lipped. And this is what I imagine when they say tight-lipped.
And doesn't have Sebastian zoom in on your lips during that part of the podcast.
Anyway, Erin, so she's getting off the plane and she's freaking out because she's about to lie to her entire family, right? Because she told that lie of Aaron was her boyfriend, and he definitely was not her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So she's very nervous, and I get it. Like, she doesn't like to lie to her family. I get that. Like, it sucks.
And this is the first person she's dated, quote unquote, since
The first person she's told her family about.
something that has happened that we don't know.
Like
yet.
a big thing.
So, like,
since she broke up with her ex.
Yeah.
But she's like, I can't do this. I just can't go out there and lie to my whole family. And it goes, Aaron's fingers found my chin, tilting my face up to meet his gaze. Hey, the blue in his eyes shone under the fluorescent light illuminating the terminal, snatching all my attention. There you are.
Yeah. Swoon. I read this book just for him. He's just... Guys, take notes. Simple things.
This man. Like
Simple
that right there.
Things.
And then he was like, we've got this, he said with confidence.
We.
Yes. That part, I was like, my man. You right there.
So good.
And then there was a bunch of bullshit where meeting the family, just talking.
The bed part, when they first get to the apartment. Every time I read it, I'm just like, she's like, of course, there has to be only one bed. Well, and there was only one bed. God.
So when that happened, I looked at Sebastian and I go, babe, it's happening. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, there's only one bed.
So what happens is they show up to this apartment that they're supposed to be staying in.
That has 2 bedrooms.
Yeah. And as soon as her parents leave, she's like, okay, I'm going to show you to your room. And she shows him over to this other bedroom, and it has a twin mattress in there.
And he's a big guy.
He's big.
Like,
and
big in all places.
Yes. It's been described like that in the book. However, she's like, oh no, you're not going to fit on this bed. Like, I take it back.
And of course they fight about it.
You have the other one. I'll have this one. And he's like, no, I'll take this one. She's like, well, you're not going to fit. And he's like, I'll prove it to you. And he goes and tries to lay.
Oh yeah, I'll fit.
I'll make it fit. And he lays on this twin bed trying to get comfortable. And he's like hanging off at all like kinds of awkward angles.
And then
it just breaks. It just falls to the floor. And of course, as soon as that happens, her cousin walks in, who's like always in
the chattermouth,
always in everybody's business, spills the tea everywhere, doesn't care who gets on. And she like says hello, and she's like walking in, and so he grabs her.
So of course they make it look like they're doing the dirty because they're supposed to be dating.
Yeah.
They're christening the bed, is what it says.
All the bedrooms, yeah.
But yeah, the bed scene was funny, but like that wasn't a huge standout point for me, just because it was like.
But no, that's the lead up to the one bed.
It was. I did when I looked at Sebastian and I said that, I laughed my little tushy off.
Of course.
My next favorite part. Mm-hmm. First off, Aaron's competitive. He's highly in shape.
Yeah.
We learned a little bit that he's a football star.
Yeah.
Learned a little bit. She doesn't really understand what that means because she's from Spain. So football's not really, she shouldn't know. Mm-hmm. But
soccer.
Yeah, soccer. So there's this thing with her family. It's called the Bride Bowl or something like that.
The wedding cup.
The wedding cup. There you go.
Yeah.
And so the final thing that they have to do is a soccer match.
Guys versus girls. The entire time.
The bride and her bridesmaid, the groom and the groomsmen.
Yeah.
And so the person who is setting all this up is a super athletic girl. It's a cousin. Her name is Gabby. Mm-hmm. And she's a little high strung.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
And so she orders the wrong size shirts for the guys.
Yep.
And
right before this,
all hell breaks loose.
Right before this, the ex shows up. He has not
I was going to get there.
Because it happens right before that. Because then he makes a comment about,
about Aaron being a little.
Yeah.
And he calls him a little boy.
Yeah. So the ex shows up. And then he like makes a comment to Catalina. And Aaron sticks up for her. Is like, she's doing great at work. Blah, 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 blah. I can't wait to see her soccer skills. He's like.
After he was flirting with her
he's like
about.
Hyping her up. Yeah. And then the ex, what's his name?
Daniel.
Damn, Daniel makes a comment about how Aaron is small. And
I'm going to find it.
He immediately shows them that he is not small at all.
Ruthless Lena. Because she told him that she's ruthless.
Like, I'm really good at
that part
soccer.
made me giggle. Where she was like, yeah, I'm ruthless. No, I'm not. I was like, yes, this is perfect. Oh my goodness. I can't find it.
But yeah, he takes off his shirt and he's like super ripped. Lots of muscles. And he like completely shows up all of the guys on the team. Have you found it yet?
I'm going to cry.
Oh no.
Damn it. Oh well. Anyway, shirts were too small.
Yeah.
Shirts were too small. This is an important part. Shirts were too small. So, bride has the wonderful idea, after she has been oogling her sister's fake boyfriend for the whole time. Where did you find him? Blah, 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 blah.
Why didn't you tell me about him?
He is attractive.
I want all the details.
I want his dick pics.
Yeah.
So she has the brilliant idea to go shirts and skins.
Applause. Just great idea.
So, of course, her groom starts it off because the rest of the men are like,
are we going to do this?
Oh, that's when it happened.
Which part?
No. Yeah. It was after. It was during the shirts part that he called him a boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was looking for it when he first introduced himself.
Everybody else started taking their shirts off. And
anyway,
Aaron was last.
Yes. So the groom took his shirt off, which his name is Gonzalo, I think.
Yeah.
And then Daniel took his shirt off. Nothing to write home about. He's just normal, average guy. Like not like
out of
fat
shape,
or anything, but he's
normal.
Fine.
He's not Aaron. Clark Kent look like.
And then Aaron. I read this to Sebastian when I read this passage because it was the funniest thing. And I related so hard to this woman. Anyway, before that, Daniel took his shirt off, blah, blah, blah. That was until Daniel opened his mouth and brought down the fun atmosphere. What about you, American boy? Daniel pointed at the still fully clothed man standing behind me. Are you sitting this one out too? And then he took his shirt off.
Challenge
and
accepted.
She says, I blinked. Madre de Dios. Aaron was, he was, fuck. He was gorgeous. No, he was more than just that. Aaron was a freaking sight to behold, and his unbelievable, out of this world, ad-worthy upper body was so flawless that it made me want to weep. And I was a shallow, shallow woman.
Aren't we all?
But I didn't care. I read this part out loud to my husband, and I was like, just so you know, this is me.
This is me.
Like, I get it. I get it when men oogle women and they just know they're shallow. Shallow. Me too. I can understand that. But it's when I read books and I hear about hot men or anime men. That too.
They make them all so hot. I don't know why.
Anyway, that was the shirtless part. And that was the first time that she saw him shirtless. Mm-hmm. And it was fantastic. And it was
Then, later in the soccer part.
when he picks her up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's like, the girls are tied. It's all tied, or are they down?
Yeah, they're tied. That's tied. Why so the boys group up and the girls are like, fuck.
It's like the end of the game. They're tied.
They put Aaron forward, which is.
And Catalina's like, I got this, guys. No. I can do it.
She knows she can't.
Yeah. And he's running full bore.
And she trips
her.
And so you think, oh, he's going to stop and catch her. No, this mofo just grabs her, puts her over his shoulder, and keeps running. He keeps running.
With her on his shoulder. Makes the goal past Gabby, or the sister?
The sister.
Makes the goal.
Isa.
Wins
Isabella.
the game. All with Catalina on his shoulder.
And
his sweaty.
Oh my God.
Bare
I forgot about this part. And then to get down, she pinches his butt cheek.
And then she's immediately like, why did I do that? And he freezes. And he like slowly puts her down. He's like, did you just pinch my butt?
He was like, oh my gosh, stop. I need to find this part.
I'm surprised you didn't have it on your sticky notes.
I forgot about this. I didn't, but I knew he threw her over his shoulder. I love that she goes, he had gone very, very still from the moment my fingers came in contact with his ass, tempted to pinch him again to check if he was breathing. Oh my goodness. His face was this unreadable blank mask again, which I fucking hate when he does that.
He just like turns off all emotion. Like, no wonder she's confused.
Yes, but I mean, she's dumb.
She's also dumb. But he doesn't help his case.
When Aaron finally spoke, his voice had a breathless texture. He pinched my ass.
He's like, and I kind of liked it. So,
I had, and I was sorry. Sort of. And then she goes, I plead the fifth. Plus, if by any chance someone might have pinched your butt, you might have totally deserved it. Oh my God. I loved that part. I forgot about that part. That was a really, really good one. Oh my goodness. And then he started laughing, and it was fantastic.
And then, what else do I have written down? So I think the next thing they did was the bar outing after the wedding cup. So they all go out to the bars to have a drink. And then the sister asks, like, oh my gosh, tell me how you guys met. And Catalina is just like super awkward. She's like, oh yeah, we're so in love. Just crazy in love. Yeah. And then Aaron's like, no, I got this. And he tells a super cute story.
It wasn't, I don't think it was really cute. I think it was more like real.
Well, yeah, but it was still cute.
I mean,
where he was like
I didn't
talking about how he,
like, to me, I didn't read this as him trying to be cute though. I read this as him trying to finally like tell her what happened. You know what I mean? Kind of like a revelation.
I don't think he was trying to be cute, but it was very
adorable.
Cute.
Yes. And
he was like, I spent after he had made a fool of himself, he was like, I spent the rest of the time trying to make her notice me and see me for more than just that guy that like fucked up. And I was like, he just like kept putting himself near her and around her. And
that was adorable.
Super cute.
That was so cute.
Super cute.
And then after, her sister was so pissed off at her for not telling her that. And I was like, that's funny. That's how I would react. Yeah. I'd be so pissed if you never told me that you had something like that. Even if it was fake. You better make up some fucking story and tell me.
I mean, the fake dating seems to work out for a lot of people.
Only in books.
That's what they call situationships.
No. Allison, stop. And then, again, throughout the bar scene where they're dancing and then they have to do their dance, it's just more of everyone sees that he's in love with her. And it like that was where it was still a little cute though. Like that didn't make me as angry because she was drunk.
Yeah.
Because it took her being fucking drunk
to let go. Yeah.
Which
to
was
say like what was on her mind. Yes. When they sat down at the curb because she had drank too much and she needed water. And then she was like, that's a nice right thigh. He was like, thank you.
She was like, did I say that out loud? But I also love that he is finally starting to open up to her too. And he was like, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
The part where it's like the White Girls movie where they have like a choreographed dance with her and her sister. And he's like just heart eyes the entire time just watching her. And she probably looks absolutely ridiculous because she's so drunk.
Oh, she does. And she says it.
And they made it up when they were like 10. And he's still just like, yeah, that's what I want.
That's mine. Yes. But I love that, like I said, after that is when he started, when they were drunk on the curb. He finally started opening up to her. And then they went home.
This is where it starts to get good.
Do you know what happens when you go home?
Drunk with one bed?
When you forget that you have to share a bed.
She like walks in and she's like super awkwardly standing there. She's like, oh no.
It's taunting me.
I did not think this through. We're both going to be there right next to each other.
But my man comes with the lines.
I have so many written down.
I bet you do, because this man in his mouth them. In all ways.
Yep.
Okay, go. What do you want to talk about with this one? So wait, we're going to start off. They get in there very drunk. And then I can't remember what happens to kick it off. I could just look because it's right fucking here.
So I'm pretty sure this is that part. But he says, at some point, I copy pasted this. I once told you I was patient and I was not afraid to work for what I wanted. I may have lied. You are very close to making my... You are very close to... something. I copy pasted wrong. You are very close to driving me out of my mind, is what he said. He was like, you are tempting me.
I think... Oh, my God. I'm, like, seeing small parts of this chapter, and I'm like... Ugh. Okay.
When he, like, makes her voice what she wants from him.
Stop.
It's all in that part.
It
He
is.
keeps saying good or, like, good girl, and I'm like...
And that's what I just read when I said, I read good girl.
Or when
Oh, it is. It's right here. Once I told you I was patient, that I wasn't scared to work hard for what I wanted. I might not have been completely honest.
the part where he's like, I can show you exactly what it would be like if you were really mine. I would do this all the time.
Oh my God.
If you were mine, you would crave this. If I was yours, I would not be able to function without touching you. I was like, well, okay.
A helpless whimper left me.
Me too, reading that. Me too.
Oh my God. And then this man just kissed her all over, but not her lips.
Yeah.
He wouldn't kiss her lips.
Nope. The
And-
tension.
And then.
And then he's like, when I finally kiss you, there will be no doubt in your mind that this is real. So cute.
First, before that, he said, because when I finally take those lips in mine, it will be the furthest thing from pretending. Because during this,
yeah.
she had to have reassurance.
Is this real?
She was like, just for show. Because she kept fucking
Who the fuck is
saying
there, Catalina? Who the fuck is there in that bedroom?
Just
nobody.
Just for practice. Like, my girl, shut the fuck up.
Just
enjoy it. Maybe you would have gotten actually kissed that night.
annoying.
Anyway.
She ruined it.
So he goes, furthest thing from pretending. I will not be showing you what it would be like if you were mine. I'll show you what it is. And I sure as hell won't be showing how good I could make you feel if you called me yours. You'll already know that I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ugh.
Just swoon. Just his words.
Waterfall.
Oh, man.
Okay.
The next part that I have written down was the kitchen stool part. So it was like right after that. I thought it was super cheesy.
So
I was kind of
I
like,
fucking hate that she ran away.
yeah,
like a little
in the
bitch.
morning. She was like the classic morning after, and she's like, I'm just going to sneak out of our shared room.
And then, of course, she gets caught. And
Yeah.
I love that he was like, nope, you're sitting on my lap. Nope, I'm forcing you to be with me because you're not
we're
allowed
gonna-
to fucking
yeah,
run away. We're going to talk about it.
this. Yeah.
Like, what a man. What a man, what a man, what a man. What a mighty good man. You know? Like,
Yeah.
yes, my dude. Fuck. She pissed me off.
Throughout the entire book.
Yes. Like, it almost made me put it down. I was so frustrated. Like, take this man's love.
Just take it.
He deserves it.
Giving it all to you. Just accept it.
It gets worse.
Yeah, so she's just sitting on his lap in the kitchen answering questions from her cousin, and then her mom shows up and her grandma and just like literally the entire family. And the entire time she's sitting on Aaron's lap answering questions and talking to them. What's the next part you want to talk about? I have a...
The dinner. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
a big part of this one for me was her family.
Mm-hmm.
So the next night they have, I think is it the rehearsal dinner?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
Where they all go out to a restaurant and it's all of them. So it's the whole party. Daniel is there.
Yeah.
She's there with Aaron. And her family is just sitting there talking about her. And it's really fun. It's
how
super cute.
She's their little earthquake.
Yeah. He's like, I can't think of this word. And it's like, they're all kind of like picking on her, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh my goodness. A total dork.
Yeah.
Short, clumsy, ridiculously stubborn.
Yeah. She's just like feisty and like, yeah. Always has an opinion on everything.
And then she goes, thanks, all of you. And then her dad goes, firecracker. And I was like, oh, that's actually really cute.
That's
like
a good one.
And then it goes into talk about how her family was pretty affected by her breakup with Daniel.
Yeah.
And I love that they fully support her.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and her sister too, even though she's marrying the brother, she's like fully on her sister's side.
And it wasn't really like a take sides thing, but it was a take sides. Like,
yeah.
We'll talk about it more in a little bit about what actually happened between the two of them. But like,
I think you find out after the rehearsal dinner when they get back to the
that
room.
night.
Yeah.
But like, her family is just so supportive and they just love her. Like, love her, love her, love her.
Mm-hmm.
And then this motherfucker.
Daniel?
Yeah. What other motherfucker besides her?
Coincidentally bump into each other outside of the bathrooms. And what does he say? He like brings up how you seem happy, or are you really happy, or something like that. What does it say? You asshole? Yuck, asshole. As close.
Douche. Anyway, he's like, I can't, like, it just pisses me off. He's like,
he says something about being happy.
You don't look completely happy. Are you happy now with your life with him? Like, bitch.
Get out of here.
Bitch. She says,
had your chance.
I'm happy, Daniel. Are you sure about that? And then he goes on to say, I've always cared about you, Lena, and I always will. That's why I'm worried about you, why I'm trying to have a conversation. You've always cared about me. You'll always care. Of course. You're like a little sister to me.
I wanted to punch him in the face. Yeah. And then you find out what actually happened, and you're like, what a fucking asshole. Like,
how dare, by the way, how fucking dare, little sister? You
fucked.
That's, yes. Yep, that's what I was going to say.
I thought you were gonna say.
I was getting there. Blech.
You reminded me of that meme. It's like, be nice. You're like, I was getting it. I was getting there. I was finding it.
Like, come the fuck on, man. Little sister. Yeah. Dick inside. Like, how can you be little sister?
Dick inside. Yeah, I don't know. It's also disgusting.
Anyway, so she gets us some really good comebacks.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, but I can tell you this much. I am happy, after yelling at him a lot. And it was absolutely fantastic. And then she goes back, or her abuela
sees her in the hallway
and intercepts them and is like,
he looks so lonely without you, like a lost puppy.
Yes.
And then he ordered dessert and he got one spoon.
Ready?
Specifically for her.
That boyfriend of yours is sitting at that table looking like an abandoned puppy. He ordered you dessert, you know, and he keeps staring at where you left like he's holding himself from coming to get you. He didn't even ask for 2 spoons, so he knows that getting you to share is fruitless. Fucking swoon, man. Ah, this man. And then this is like the biggest turning point. Well, I guess not biggest, but one of the best.
Big step when they go back.
She gets back to the table, and they hold hands under the table
for nobody else
no
to
one
see.
is
It's
looking.
literally just for them.
I'm gonna cry.
It's so cute.
Like,
I think it is like one of the main turning points.
It is. Like, I think that's really big for her because the whole time she's just felt like all the little things that he's doing, like
show.
Kissing her on the shoulder or on the forehead or doing all of this cute stuff with her, has always been for show for her family because he's playing the part of being her boyfriend. And like, this act of holding her hand under the table where her family can't see, where like it's not
for
it's not for
anybody else.
show,
It's
for
for
her. It's to comfort her because he knows that something upset her. And I feel like he would have beat the shit out of Daniel.
My heart. Yeah, he would have.
If she would have let him. So
yeah. If she would have told him, he would have been like, all right, go time.
And then after that, they get back to their apartment.
Yeah.
To their shared room. And he can tell that she's exhausted. Her feet are hurting her.
Mm-hmm.
And they sit down on the bed. And he starts massaging her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, yes.
He's just doing all the right things throughout the entire book.
Not just massaging her neck. He is massaging the truth out of her.
Yeah. He's like, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. And she's like, well.
And she word vomits.
Yeah.
Everything that happened between her and Daniel.
So you find out everything.
So Daniel is about 8 or 9 years older than her.
Mm-hmm.
And he was her professor while she was going through college.
Yeah.
So she took his class, I think, second year, right? And they waited to officially start
they were like
dating.
making eyes at each other.
Yeah.
But nothing happened.
They waited to officially start dating until after she was completely out of his class. And then
somebody
got wind.
Yeah.
And they started nasty rumors about her. Like she slept her way through the class because
really,
his class
really
was
bad.
hard. It was a physics class, I think.
Yeah, something.
Even
Even though they dated afterwards,
mm-hmm.
people are rude and mean and just.
And he did not support her. He's like, well, this is a little too much for me. I can't deal with it.
This is too much for me. When none of the rumors were about him, they were all about her and how she slept her way to the top. And he was like, this is too much for me. I think we need to take like a little break.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like.
And so, and she still had to go to school there. She still went through all of her school.
I thought she was going to get into a little bit of like wanting to hurt herself. Yeah. That's how like it felt like it was going to go through cyberbullying, like in a little bit of like self-harm. Mm-hmm. But it didn't. She
finished school.
She said that she didn't know how she did it, but she finished school.
And then she left.
She applied for the internship in New York. And then she left.
Her family thought it was because of her breakup with Daniel, which, like, granted it was, but it was also because of the rumors with school of why she left. She felt like she couldn't get a job, like everybody knew.
And then she kept saying to Aaron, I'm not broken. I can't be. And then he was like, you are not. He said on my skin, tightening his hold on me, bringing me closer. And I know that even if something did break you, because that's life and no one is invincible, you'd still put the pieces back together and remain the brightest thing I'd ever seen.
My heart.
Like, finally. Mm-hmm. Finally. And this was the true turning point with their relationship because
now he knows.
Because you ready for these next chapters? Because, you know, we're in the last 150 pages of the book.
I have so many spicy quotes.
We're in the last 100 pages of the book. So, of course, now everything's going to happen.
The next part is the wedding.
Well, first. Yes, the next day is the wedding.
Yeah.
But she wakes up that morning. Completely changed woman. After that massage, I don't know what did it, but completely changed
all
woman.
Her tension, her secrets, everything.
She got up because she wanted to get ready with her sister for her sister's wedding. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I miss him. So she left him a note that said, love Lena. And then she didn't want to wait for him to message her. So she texted him.
Yeah.
And was like, did you get my note?
He's like, yes. I'm actually in the bathroom hiding from your cousin.
And then they meet at the wedding. And they're talking about how beautiful they each look because they're both beautiful humans.
And they're both in love with each other. And so they're eyeing each other
and
throughout the entire wedding.
And then
they get to the dinner.
Yep. And her sister hired a kiss cam. And remember what that thing we talked about where Aaron said the next time they kissed, it would be because it's real and it wouldn't be fake. So she was very scared of the kiss cam.
She was kind of like
twitchy,
building it up. Every time the camera would come close, she'd be like, oh no, is this it? Oh no, is this it? And then at one point, she was like, I want to kiss him. Like, I want it to come onto us so that we can kiss. And he realizes it when she When she finally like makes that connection,
hang on.
it
Ready?
on her face.
I couldn't know how or why. Didn't even have the slightest idea. It wasn't that part of the mystery of life, part of what made it breathtakingly exciting, unexpectedly beautiful. We couldn't control and tame emotions to our convenience, and what I felt for Aaron had turned into a wild beast that I mercilessly fell prey to. That was exactly why, when Aaron quietly reached for my hand, took it in his, and stood up, I followed.
And then this next scene was so good. So good.
Anyway, he pulled her outside. Mm-hmm. They went and hid in their own little
like little alcove thing.
Mm-hmm. And
she
says,
he
says,
goes,
"Hey,
you want me to kiss you?"
No. He says, "Hey, ask me what I'm thinking." Mm-hmm. And she says, "What are you thinking, Aaron?"
I think you want me to kiss you.
And I'm also thinking that if I don't do it soon, I might lose my goddamn mind.
Yep.
And of course, I'm shaking. I'm shaking right now. I'm like,
do it.
The enemies are becoming lovers. And
it's only a kiss at this point. In about 5 seconds is a little bit more.
Oh my gosh. Anyway. He's like, but I was serious when I said that when I finally took your lips, you'd know what it meant. Do you know now, Catalina?
And then
do you know what this means?
He ends up like picking her up.
Hang on.
Okay, there's a quote I want to say.
Okay, that's after. Hang on a minute, my girl.
We'll get there, guys.
What? We read that?
What does it say?
Find a fucking Lee.
I thought I said find a fucking Lena. I was like, what the fuck?
No, find a fucking Lee.
That's so many words put together.
Like, find a fucking Lee. Like, I've been waiting 348 pages.
And it's at the very end.
There's less than 100 pages left. And I've been waiting for this shit. Anyway.
Continue.
She was not answering because she couldn't speak. And he was like, answer me, please.
Tell me what you want.
I need you to answer me. Put me out of my misery. And all she says is, real. This is real. And then a growl. A deliciously low growl.
Is that how you picture the growls? I definitely picture it like deeper than that.
I mean, I don't think I could do a male growl in my chest.
Hey, Sebastian.
But I attempted.
Hey, Sebastian, come up here and do a growl for us real quick.
Oh, anyway, they kissed. Cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then.
And then.
Hold on to me, baby.
Okay, Daddy.
He picks her up.
Yep.
And then, so she was like, ready. She wanted more.
Yeah.
She was like, that's not enough.
She's like,
more. She literally said that.
She was like, I don't care that we're in public at my sister's
And then he's
wedding.
like, you're killing me, Catalina. That's like, you're killing me. And then again, more. And then he was like, so demanding.
Because she's like, please just touch me.
And then he was like, I don't know where that part is. I don't want to.
It's literally right after that.
Oh, it's literally right there. So she was like, more. And then he said, so demanding. And then he said.
And then he goes, if I snuck my hands under your dress, how wet would I find you, baby? And I'm like,
which baby is a reoccurring theme again throughout the book where she just fucking
melts.
That's what I assume melting is. Just
swoon.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, God damn it.
And then they're like, yeah, we're not going to. He's like, the first time I have you is not going to be like against a wall, blah, blah, blah.
What a fucking tease.
Yeah. Just do it.
Yes, Allison, that. Just.
I was so frustrated.
Oh
The bill
God. And then
They go back to
they
the
go
wedding.
back to the wedding.
Somehow. Just all pent up.
And then the cutest part of the entire book happens right here.
Which part?
When they go back to the room after the wedding. And they're in there. And I didn't think that this man could get any cuter.
Is it the world, moon, stars?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I also have that written down.
He brought her a donut.
He smuggled a donut out in his pocket
He
for
brought
her.
a
She's
fucking donut.
He's like, "Are you hungry?" And he like pulls out this donut and she goes, "Did you just smuggle that out of the wedding in your fucking pocket for me?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, instantly in love. She's like, "Yep, that's the guy for me."
Like, that is the cutest part of the book for me. Like, this
Just
big,
him in
burly
general.
man who is like a big asshole in the beginning.
He's actually an asshole throughout the entire book to like everybody else but her. Even like at work, everything. He's just
Like,
he's
brought
grumpy.
her a donut.
He smuggled out a donut in his pocket of his tux for her.
And then she gives it up. Multiple times.
Yeah.
The rest of the book is sex.
Pure sex. And it's great.
I mean, the next like 50 pages is them
It's
just
just
fucking.
Going at it.
Like multiple times.
So if
in
that's
Spain,
if that's what you're really here for, just go to page like
353.
Yeah.
You read chapter 23
You're welcome.
and then you go.
We told you the beginning part of it, and now you can just read the stuff you're here for.
And then you just read about
Yeah, it's like 50 pages.
to like all the way to chapter 25.
2 full chapters.
Yeah. It's wow. These are really long chapters.
Yeah.
It's 40 pages. 40 pages of pure sex.
Yeah. Just descriptions and going
Within
at
this
it.
sex time, they go from Spain back to New York.
Well, I was gonna say the
I
cute
know
little
what part you're gonna talk
quote.
about.
It
I
was
know.
during the sex part.
We're gonna talk about the sex a little bit. I'm just forewarning everybody that the next little bit is all sex. Ready?
Trigger warning.
Sex. Okay, go.
Well, this one's not even like sex. It's like a cute little part. It says
The part that I said Aaron is perfection at? Probably.
No, it's he goes, "Tell me what you want." And he goes, and then she says, "I want you." And he goes, "I'll give you the world, the moon, the fucking stars. Anything you ask, it's yours. I'm yours." Cutest part.
He goes, I think this is before that. He like, before they even started having sex, he goes earlier, because she was pent up. She was a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
She'd never been intimate with someone, or she hadn't been intimate with someone in a long time. So he goes,
Daniel, or
relax.
has she had some?
No, she'd had sex a few. She dated a little bit. He goes, relax. I don't expect a single thing from you tonight, Catalina. Earlier, when I kissed you, I let myself get carried away, came on a little too strong, and I apologize. And he goes, you have to say something, baby. You're very quiet, and that's starting to freak me out. I was like,
He even checks in with her.
like, oh my fucking God, my dude. And then he goes, all set. Let's get you out of that dress and you'll be ready for bed. Like, not expecting anything from this woman.
Yeah.
After all of that makeout session. And all she says is, and that's what did it.
Yep.
That would do it for me too.
Well, you don't want any? Okay.
Oh, well, you can have
Well,
it
you're
then.
going to have all of it. Whatever you want.
Oh my God. But yes, and then all of this cute stuff, he makes her come.
Several times.
I think twice. It's only twice. Once before and then once during, because he wants her to milk him. But, the moon, the star. Yep, you said that one.
Yep.
And then he keeps going like, tell me if you want me to stop. Tell me what's okay for me to do. Like he keeps checking
like,
in on her the whole
And
time.
he keeps calling her.
And
her
at this
good
part,
girl.
But at this part, I'm like, okay, my dude, like
You've already said
sometimes
that.
a little bit, like that's a little too much sometimes.
You're ruining the mood. Just
And then,
get on with it.
and then,
And then The part where he goes, F, is this all for me? And I was like,
No. And then
yes.
she goes, can I bring this down? Oh, where was it? Where is it?
What are you talking about? Where he goes to take off her dress and he like turns around so her hands are on the wall and he goes, can I bring this down? And then she like,
well, I'm talking
he like
about
brings down the top of her dress.
I think it's further.
I don't know what part you're talking about.
Yeah, it's after. Well, he talks about memorizing her body.
He like
talking about he could just come with her taste.
Yeah, because he has her.
This is where it is.
Against the wall with her like palms on the wall. And he's like unzipping the back of her dress. And then he takes up the straps for her dress. And then that's where he's like, F, is this all for me? Because then he starts fingering her. And then he takes his fingers out of her and puts them in his mouth. And that's when he's like, I can come just from the taste of you.
I found the best part.
What?
Anyway, she goes, I want to do this. Still talking about having sex. And then, because remember when I told you there was a lot of this? There's a lot of foreplay. She explains it in very grave detail. Like 15 pages of foreplay.
Yeah.
And then, she hesitated, froze. We're doing this, and fuck, this feels more like sex. It feels like so much more. And then he goes, what's wrong, baby? Looking up, I searched his face. How could I tell him that all my bravado had somehow died? He released a breath, something clicking behind his eyes. He took both my hands and placed them above his heart, above his chest. My heart is beating 1,000,000 miles an hour, too. Do you feel that? I nodded my head, some of my fear dissipating. Then he brought my hands against his hard length. Do you feel this too, Lena? Do you feel how hard I am in my pants? He punctuated both his questions by thrusting his hips into my palms. Yes, it's all because of you. It's you who makes my cock this hard, and it's you who makes my heart want to break out of my chest with a brief touch or a simple look, but it's nothing to be scared of. We're in this together, remember? Ah! This man.
A man written by a woman.
Wow. So profound.
Yeah.
But yes, that part. And then, okay, that's the cuteness. And then he says, take me out.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
Take me out. Ready?
Yep.
And then he says, I want this. I do. But I'm not going to come in your mouth tonight. No, baby, you are not. Oh, my God. And then she started freaking out about the fact that he was naked because she'd never seen him naked before. And then then he was sweet again. I'm trying to find the one.
You have so many sticky notes left.
I know.
That's all I have.
You're done?
I have one note about the last part of it.
I just want to talk about the good girl part. I think I missed it. But then he gets like, and then he talks about like, look at me. I want you to look at me. Look at you at my mercy. Just where I've wanted you all this time. And I was like, ah! Like he's finally telling her. And then it gets super freaking cute. He's like, I'll be back before you blink, I promise. And then she goes, luckily for him, he treated me, once he was back on the bed, he wrapped himself around me, tucking me to his side. He pulled the light comforter. See, he said against my hair, not even a full minute. I'm needy, okay? And I'm not talking about just Snuggles needy. I'm spider monkey needy. And I was like,
aren't we all?
Aren't we all fucking spider monkey? And then they talk about some Spanish words. That was really cute. She was teaching him some actual Spanish words because she found out this motherfucker who spoke perfect Spanish to her family had just learned it like that day.
Yeah. He like,
because he's
memorized
fucking intelligent.
A bunch of words to be like, I have to impress your family.
And then they get off the plane in New York.
Yep. This is the part where I'm like, continue.
And he says, come with me, Lena. And I was like,
yeah, this part is cute.
So she essentially moved in with him.
Yeah. Her best friend is like, can I like come over? Like,
Can we talk about it?
What happened in Spain? And she's like, I'm at Aaron's house. And her best friend's like, I fucking knew it.
Because he knew that she was going to run. He knew if he gave her time, she was going to be gone.
As soon as she was out of his line of sight, she was going to be like overthinking.
So he was pretty much
happened.
Like, yes, I know there's a lot of stuff we need to clear through with work because he was about to become her boss. But before doing that, you'll have to give us a chance. Do you trust me? And she goes, take me home, Aaron Blackford. And then Rosie freaks out. Yeah. And then I loved how they compared him to a werewolf in Twilight. I fucking giggled because this part is actually pretty cute. Like, yes, they're going through like sexperts, right? Because they're in Aaron's house.
Honeymoon phase.
So they're eating lots of food, having lots of sex. But you're learning a lot about Aaron's personality. So you're learning that he loves Disney movies. He likes Twilight. Had a full-on conversation with her about how he thought he was a vampire. He liked vampires the most.
And she's like, I think you're
a werewolf. And explained all the things. You're warm to the touch. You're super,
she's like
super loyal. All this stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just super cute.
Pent-up energy.
And I was like, this is adorable. Yeah. Like, yes. And then they go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when the rest of the book just kind of went downhill for me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Same. So
she kind of ruined the book.
He goes to HR to like.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, we don't know that. Yeah. But he goes to HR.
Stop. We don't know that yet.
Oh, she goes to HR.
No, she doesn't. No, before that, they go to work. Okay. They ride into work together. They get coffee. And she's sitting in the break room with Rosie talking about Aaron and Gerald. The fucking
douchebag
asshole walks up to her and is pretty much like, oh, so you slept your way up. Because while they were out, when they had gotten back from Spain, one of his team members had saw them. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, because of everything that happened with Daniel, she went
immediately. Worst case scenario.
Everybody's going to talk shit about me. Like, trauma dumped. And she did not go to Aaron. She wanted nothing to do with him. Aaron tried to defend her, and she told him to stop.
And then, was it Rosie that said to go to HR about the Gerald thing? She went to HR for some reason about
Nobody
the Gerald
thing. Went to HR. HR called her for an appointment. But before that happened, her and Aaron got in a huge fight. And she said, I trust you, Aaron, but this is just too complicated. I don't think I can do it. Go through it again. He was like, then you don't. If you mean that, then you don't trust me. And then he said, I love you, Lena. And then turned around and walked away. Didn't look back. Left.
I know.
He's gone. And then after that, she had the meeting with HR. And pretty much everybody that was in the room when he came and confronted her and said all of that to her turned him in. Like, they all wrote reports on him. Mm-hmm. So an investigation was started, and they were like, but we need you to be part of it. And then Aaron hadn't been to work for a few days, and she was like, I think it was like day 4 or something like that, mm-hmm. of him being gone. And she was like absolutely miserable, and was just upset. She went to his office, but he wasn't at work. So she went into her HR meeting, and then she asked the HR person, where is he? Like, what happened? And that's when she finds out that his dad, whom is part of Aaron's backstory. Essentially, he wanted Aaron to play football. Aaron didn't want to play football after his mom passed away. Dad was pissed, didn't talk to him ever again. Dad has cancer now in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Aaron went back to see him. So, of course, she's like, oh, my God, Aaron's all by himself.
Well, like right before that, the HR person was like, I need you to sign these forms. It's like a disclosure thing because he's going to be your boss. Aaron already signed it and like disclosed everything to HR. There's not a problem.
Oh, no. There wasn't a form or anything. It was just he had already gone and talked to her, and there was no problem with their relationship.
Yeah, and but she didn't know.
Yeah. She hadn't known that Aaron had gone and talked. Yeah.
Yeah. That he had already cleared it through
mm-hmm. So he had already talked to HR. They were good. Nothing was wrong with their relationship, and she blew it all up in their fucking faces for absolutely no reason.
From the HR person.
And then she finds out that Aaron's not there. Dad's in the hospital. He's there by himself, dealing with all that. So she gets on a plane.
She was fucking crazy.
She gets on a plane, goes to Seattle,
just
finds Aaron, and that's the end of the book.
Well, she goes to every single fucking hospital looking for this fucking guy, being like, Blackford? Is there a Blackford here? And they're like, no. She's like, okay. And goes to the next hospital. Is there a Blackford here? No. And goes, okay. Until she eventually
meets Aaron in the waiting room, tells him she loves him, meets his dad, and is like, oh, is this your Thea? Which is Aaron's mom's name that passed away from cancer.
And
like,
then end of story.
And I was like,
yeah.
And then there's a prologue or epilogue in this. And I was like, oh, like, maybe that's a better ending. Nope.
There's kind of an ending and like, more in the American Roommate Experiment, like the first chapter. So you're like, oh, okay.
So that's what I was going to mention, because if the American Roommate Experiment doesn't have a better fucking ending to this book.
I already, like I said, I'm like 120-ish, 150-ish pages into it. And I am not invested. Still. I think, so like how we think Catalina is annoying in this one.
Is Rosie worse?
10 times worse. Literally in the first 2 pages, I almost just literally closed the book and stopped reading it.
Okay.
Literally, can I tell you what happens in the first two pages? The first 2 pages?
No.
Can I give you a little inkling?
Nope.
It's not good, guys. It's not good.
Anyway, the epilogue is literally just a year later. They're in the workplace. He's her boss. They're not allowed to flirt when they're at work. And then they're leaving to go on vacation with their whole family.
Stops the elevator.
And they make out in the elevator a little bit. He calms her down. And then they walk out.
Yeah.
No, like, marriage. No, like, nothing. I mean, I'm sure that that's what happens at that vacation because they hinted at it. But, like, they just hinted at it. And that was it.
I'm not saying anything because you don't want.
Because Rosie's the bridesmaid at her wedding.
You don't want to know.
I'm not dumb. I can figure that out.
I wasn't. That was the part that I was gonna say. Obviously, she's the bridesmaid. She's the best friend.
Nah. Anyway, so that is the Spanish Love Deception. I personally would probably give this book
stars. How many
out
stars?
of 5 stars? I think I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 3.5.
I think I'd give it a 3.
Just because
the middle cute parts.
Aaron makes the book for me, which is why I gave it a 3.5.
The middle cute parts were so good. And it's not the book itself that I was like iffy about. It was the way that I guess that is the book itself. Is the way the author fucking wrote it.
Yeah. The first part, the ending weren't great.
The female main character
annoying.
Wasn't great.
Aaron made the book.
Aaron did make the book. 100%.
Spice level.
The love story really made the book.
Spice level. Would you give it?
Spice level? Probably 2.5.
Yeah. Because there was nothing like kinky about it. It was just like dirty talk and description.
It also there was less than 100 pages of sex. There's 40 pages.
There was no sex compared to that in any of the Brutal Birthright series. There was like 3 pages maybe.
Yes,
total.
but there was.
But it was kinkier. That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah.
More
that's what I'm saying.
Frequency in this one, less kink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say about a 2.5.
2.5 for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't give this a 3.
Not spice level, no.
But it was okay.
I liked it mainly because of the like middle part and Aaron.
Yeah. Aaron definitely made this for me.
The cute little quotes, the cute little things he did.
That freaking man. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man.
Made the book for me, which is the only reason why I reread it a second time. And the second time just confirmed it for me that Aaron is just chef's kiss.
I keep seeing the whole, like, the last book you read is your future husband. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm good.
If only I would be so lucky.
I mean, I'm already married, but okay. Next time.
Round
Love
2.
you, baby. But yeah. No, it was okay.
I'm currently reading The American Roommate Experiment. It's on your TBR?
I'm going to try to read it this month if I'm able to get through, because I have to get through the Kingmakers before Crescent City comes out.
I'm struggle busting through them just because I have zero fucking free time.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero time.
What's on this?
Yeah, that's the Spanish Love Deception.
It was good. It was okay. It was all right.
When she first told me, like, hinted at what she felt for this book, I thought she absolutely hated it.
No.
And I was like, how can you? But Erin, how can you hate that?
No.
I was like, you're like a classic like rom-com.
I almost DNF'd it. That's why I was kind of hinting at you, because the first 100 pages were rough. Like, and Aaron was a douche. Like, he really didn't get good until they went to Spain. Which wasn't until like 100, 140, 150. So like, I wasn't super invested for a while.
I can't wait for you to read American Roommate Experiment.
So that I can love this one a little bit more.
We're going to have the exact same conversation where we're both like, this fucking girl. Oh my God. I'm telling you, it's 10 times worse than that.
Well, we'll see.
10 times worse. I'm calling now. She's going to DNF it.
You think I'm going to DNF? I have yet to. Okay. I've only DNF'd one book.
The first chapter is rough. And then the next couple chapters after that, it's the will they, won't they, will they, won't they.
Ugh.
But it's her being fucking dumb.
Okay. Well.
Like, she can't take a hint. He notices it. And it shows in the book that he notices it. And she's just fucking dumb.
Okay. Well, there you go, guys. Allison thinks I'm going to DNF.
Here on, what day is it?
The 7th?
The 16th of January. She's going to DNF.
We'll see.
American Roommate Experiment.
We will update you. We will let you know. In the meantime, thanks for listening to our absolute ramble of the Spanish Love Deception. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe. Check out our channel, and we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.